Hi, salutations, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. I have to remember the days, it's so confusing. Just so everyone gets a little medical update on me with my hand, I have, there's a little swelling, which has been happening. I've been icing it off and on throughout the week, but through the podcast, because we're not going to be using my hands much, I'm going to be icing my hand through the entire show. Because right now, my fingers are numb as hell. Because thanks, cold. Thanks. And my chair's going to keep falling. But, you know, February is going to be hashtag Trex Chair giveaway. Or charity, something. I need a new chair. Come on, Cypher. Help our brother out. So tonight is going to be a DCUO podcast. Because I told you guys during episode 4 that we'll try and do like a monthly roundup thing. I can't do every week. I can't do every bi-week. So I can at least try and do every month for you guys. Because I know you guys love missing my voice. I'm pretty sure I vernaculared that wrong. And I know you guys love hearing me rant and everything. So I don't do that much on the regular stream. So here on the podcast, we'll at least try to do something. So we're going to do a roundup on January. Try to go almost a little bit of in line with how everything kind of went through in the month, which will of course open us up to, pretty sure I had actually, nope, I did not prepare this. Nope, not one bit. Seriously, stupid chair. So first things first, we're going to talk about the anniversary event. Anniversary event came back, much to everyone's delight, because you know, grumble, grumble. It came back and everyone got boosted up to CR280, came out with new base items, came out with new feats, came out with new style gear, which brought us the fractured gear. Awesome! So happy the fractured gear was actually here. And as I'm saying this is probably a good idea right about now to, you know, go in DCUO, get your game on, and just listen in. You don't have to really watch, just listen to the sound of my voice. You are getting sleepy. Sleepy. Okay, seriously, don't wake up. No, wake up. Wake up. I can't clap because of my hand. Clap. Wake up. Wake up. Huh. Okay. The picture was actually going like, oh, look, there it is again. That's going to be distracting as hell. I can feel that. But anyways, Lindsay, wake up. So, anniversary event came back. So I want to talk about the good, the bad about the anniversary event, and hopefully I don't get mixed up too much. So let's talk about the good, because we always want to talk about the good stuff. And this is actually going to go over my hand. Haha, I made notes. I was good this month. So first thing, with the good, the fracture style. Everyone remembers fracture, right? Oh, Lindsay, hand's good. It's just, there's ice on it, and of course, there was swelling, but I just got some ice on it because I'm not using it tonight. So, haha. I'm right-handed, by the way, people. Right-handed. And so with fracture, everyone remembers fracture from one of the earlier year 1 videos, year 1, year 2 videos, where fracture was actually the first exobyte superhero. And he was wearing this nice little 0 hour looking set. 0 hour, baby. I'm from that server. I don't go to the doctor because I'm stubborn as hell. And it's fine. My aunt's a nurse, so I go to her before I go to see anybody who I actually have to pay for. It's okay. It's just bruised. There's a little swelling, but so far, no injuries onto me. There's none. Thank you, Don. You've been hanging around CC way too much. Your language, young lady. Your language. So the fracture set came out, and it also brought us a brand new enhanced fractured set as well. So the fracture set needed a few items that will be on the bad list. So the fracture style. It was pretty cool. Now, this is going to be kind of the bad, but it has to be mentioned here as well. The fracture style definitely had its problems, especially in the leg department. The legs, actually right above the waist, has this extra little flap. And it kind of cuts in. What's the word all the kids use? clips. I don't know. It messes up basically some waist items and a lot of the chest styles. It just bleeds right into it. It doesn't look really hot. I give them credit, but those pants seem to only really work with the fractured chest style. Not really anything else. There might be one belt out there that can probably hide it, but it's still kind of just out there and it looks really weird. Next is Crypto. I answered you, Lindsay. So next one was Crypto. We got Crypto the Super Dog. Is it the Super Dog or Wonder Dog? I don't know. We got a nice little doggy for a base item. Quite expensive, but honestly, I mean, well, actually, it was 140 crowns. It takes about what Jacob said, like what 10 or 11 days. Beautiful. It's great. So it's awesome to have that pet. Crypto is in my base. I want to thank Jacob for donating to the league hall, and you can try it, Lindsay, all you want. And it's great. Love Crypto. It's an interactable pet. Work with you can feed him. He sneezes on you. He shoots Tickle. He interacts with all the other pets, and the pets interact with him as well. And it's awesome to see that kind of interaction. And I'm really happy we were able to put him in the league hall. I think there's probably a little bit of bugs still with Crypto in the league hall, though. Still little bugs. Next, the new artifacts. As I said, you guys should definitely be playing the game right now because today is the last day for the anniversary event, and it's also, as of this recording, by the way, because this might be podcast and everything later, but as of this recording, it's the last day for the for the new artifacts, and he's still bug. Crap. So, with the new artifacts are in the game. They are all in the game. And you can get them. You can buy them for 100 marks of victory from John Constantine. But here's the good part. Apparently, Crashbot is drunk again. Bad Crashbot. But here's the good part of it. If you just complete the monitoring the situation overall mission, you can choose one artifact for free. For free. It's great. I have 17 characters. 3 of them have the artifact. I need to do better. I should have done better, and I will try and do better next time. But yes, so today is the last day to get that artifact for free. Basically, the best artifact from that is the scrap of the Soul Cloak, which is the supercharged generator, supercharge everything artifact. The other next one was, let me look here on my list, the Legionnaire Sparring AI, which countering an enemy grants CC immunity and a precision and weapon damage buff for a short time. Then the last one is Parasite's Power Harness, which is hitting an enemy with a controller debuff, increases the group member's power and precision for a short time. This stacks for each type of controller debuff on the target. So especially me, I give a lot of shit for seeing controllers give the healing debuff out there. It's like, he doesn't even heal himself. Well, use it. I can't talk trash about it anymore. Use it. Go for it. Have at thee. If you are a controller, Parasite's Power Harness seems really awesome. But honestly, everybody seems to be leaning towards using the scrap of the Soul Cloak. I don't know why I keep saying scrap. It's scrape. Nope, I still say it wrong. Whatever. It's a piece of the Soul Cloak. I don't need to talk. I'm from the South. But like I said, today is the last day as of this recording. So be sure to get in-game, listen to my docile tones, and get your free artifact. Because after the anniversary event goes bye-bye, you have to go ahead and go and buy it for 100 marks of victory, which also is today, as of this recording, is the last day for the double marks of victory, the bonus marks of victory. Seriously, why am I doing this podcast? I have a lot of things to do. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be playing the game right now. I have not done... Damn you, Hand! You're the reason why I can't play. It hurts, guys. It hurts. Damn. But anyways, after that, the raid the Centennial Collapse was changed from a daily raid to a weekly raid, and with that, the crowns you get from the raid, of course, increased because it changed to a weekly raid. So now the increased crowns from that raid, you get 18, which is wow. It's like I really kind of wish like every seasonal or even event kind of like, give me that amount. Give it to me. But it also works out well for the players who have the particle powered feat, that all you have to do is collect all 8 pieces of the life shield gear, or at the time last year, the Cordian set from the Cordian time capsule, or this year you have to complete, the speed medal. I think it's the speed medal gear from the Paradox time capsule, and you get the particle powered feat by collecting all 8, and you get the feat, and you get 2 bonus crowns from the raid, which worked out well because the bonus crowns, that bonus crown weekends that we just got last weekend, we got 40 crowns instead of the 36 like the normal folks do. That's right, the normies, not me. I did the feat. I did all the feats last year, which I don't really need to rub it in because I really tried my league to get the feats this year, which I do apologize, guys. We'll try harder next year. Try hards, go. Next, the raid was a lot easier this time around. The rocks during the first phase, health was a lot shorter. All the enemies around the rocks, they were lowered, and we actually saw the proportion size of who the quote-unquote lieutenants are in around those rocks, because the lieutenants were the bigger guys. The little guys were just the normal trash that we could just sneeze on and they'll be going bye-bye. Of course, everyone needs to use their quad bombs. If you don't use your quad bombs, why make this into a 10-minute run? You don't need to do that, even though I definitely did it because I honestly didn't have quad bombs on me. Whoops, I'm running on nuts. I don't care. I'm just an ass. Sorry. Another thing that they came up with is a new solo that continued the story from episode 30, Earth 3, where we had to go into this nice little area. There were some Cordians there. There were some speed demons. Were they? I don't remember what they were. Paradox? They were just demons. They were shadow demons. Haha, I got it. There were shadow demons. There were Cordians from Anti-Monitor. There were the shadows, the arc shadows, demon shadows from Anti-Monitor as well. And we had to go out there and save Alexander Luthor. But then here comes Johnny Quick and stops us. Wah. Wah. Oh, I thought I was going to do it again. So, that was a cool little neat, and we got a nice little loot box from it. We got a couple of crowns, and we're on our way. It was not that big of a deal, but it did continue on the story, because for all of us folks out there who have read Earth 3 or have read Forever Evil, we know that spoilers, we all know that the Crime Syndicate was actually leaving their Earth because, well, Anti-Monitor was coming to gobble on their planet. I spoil all the things. You're here listening to all the things. And DST is correct. For the enhanced Exobyte Origin set, which is the enhanced fractured style, you have to get you have to save up 160 qual bombs, because the qual bombs are part of creating the enhanced gear. But that's all about the good. Let's go ahead and jump into the bad, which will start off with the enhanced origin style. The enhanced origin style, the enhanced fractured, as other people call it, it requires the antimatter motes. The antimatter motes, if we recall last year, drops randomly from the Cordian time capsules. I have over 999 of them. I have a lot. Thank you, Jareth and Jacob, and other random people. Okay, that's true, Dave. I did forget about the gifts. Well, we're talking about the event itself, not the actual gifts. Well, we'll get to the gifts in a moment. But with the anti-monitor motes, or antimatter motes, you get, of course, once again, you get them from the Cordian time capsules, if you can find them. They don't drop anymore. But, of course, if you go to someone who has an abundance, he's probably more than welcome to give you a few. Not all of them, just a few. I'm a hoarder. I'm keeping it that way. But the other way you get them is by purchasing them for 10 crowns on the vendor. Now, we have to get these motes to make the enhanced fracture style. The only way possible, if you weren't here last year, to get to basically hoard those motes, you have to get them from the vendor. Now, as we saw from the winter event, you get the in the winter event to create the enhanced absolute style, you buy the motes from the vendor. But the winter event also had the motes dropping from the alert, from the seasonal event. So those are rare. Those are rare, but they still dropped in the content. Here in the anniversary event, they didn't drop from the anniversary event, from the actual raid, or at least the times that I've ran it, I never saw them drop. So it does hinder a little bit that we could not get those motes except from the vendor. There was no outside source within playing the game in order to get those besides buying them from the vendor. It's not too much of a horrible thing I'm really pissed off about. It was just honestly an annoyance. Just a bit. But that also leads me into the raid. The raid was good. I liked the raid. I have no issues with it one bit. It actually made some of the speed feats a lot easier. Everybody was getting the rocks because last year, nobody was getting the rocks. Nobody. Last year, I had to, myself with my league and also with the great folks at Virtual Synergy, we had to work together, bust our ass off just to get the speed feat. This year, the speed feat was like almost within our grasp. It was so close. But of course, to get that speed feat, everybody has to be on their game. Everybody has to be using their motes. Using their qual bombs. And even in the shadow part, hold the line, folks were getting it, some weren't. Some groups were getting it, some weren't. And of course, and in the shadow slaying, folks were getting it. So it was awesome to see all these feats pop for everybody, that we didn't really see these feats pop last year. It was a struggle last year. So thanks for the raid for being easier. But now let's get back to that bad part, the loot window. There's too much. Last year, in the loot window, it was a daily raid, granted. In the loot window, you would get the Relics of the Blue Hope. We'll go with that. Relics of the Blue Hope collection in order to get the actual Azure Misted Aura, which I still don't have because I'm only missing 2 collections. One day. I thought I was going to get it this year. But of course, with a new event, we're going to add new things, so I understand it. But within that, they added the collections for the Brainiac versus Manatee Monitor and the Source of the Source. They added 2 more collections to that loot window, and now it's just flooded. It's overpacked. So when you look through it, I looked at it. I got my item that I selected from my loot picker, as like I picked it out, and then I had a collection. I had the sourced. I had a Brainiac thing. I got my marks. I scroll down. I may get a collection for the Relics of the Blue Hope, or I would get the Anniversary Antics collections. So it's still a bit flooded, and it just needs to be spread out a little bit more. Because if I'm going to get 2 collections from the Sourced and from Brainiac versus the Anti-Monitor, I kind of want to scroll down and see Anniversary Antics and Relics of Blue Hope. I get it is a rare collection. It's an awesome aura. I get it. I completely do. But as someone who decided to wait to the following year, because again, last year, could we complete all the feats last year? No. We were told to wait for the following year. And I was one of the proponents that, yeah, wait till next year. I was happy, super happy, and very, very thankful that I got all of my feats done last year except for the life shell gear, which to me at that time I didn't care because I was only running with one character and I didn't need it. That was something I could put off. This year I got it. My atomic tune looked great. I'm really happy with it. But it was that aura that I was going to have to work towards, and now we have a new flood of collections on that from that boss. It kind of downplayed everything because I'm still missing those collections, and true, they're probably the rarer of the rare ones, but it was still too overcrowded in that loot. There was no other way, and even in that raid, I kind of expected and kind of wanted to see some antimatter motes drop. It's in content for the seasonal. I kind of want to see some motes drop from it. what the winter season brought was amazing. I absolutely loved the Absolute Zero gear. I loved how we got it. I loved how I worked towards to get it. But that was also in tandem with buying the motes from the vendor and getting them from drops in the seasonal event. As rare as they may be, just seeing them drop lit up my eyes a little bit. It's like, okay, I'm a lot closer to completing it. Great. I didn't get that same accomplishment from the anniversary raid this time around. I'm happy I beat it. I'm happy I got the gear. I'm happy I got those collections. But the antimatter emotes, I still really want. And I honestly think that we probably need to switch the collections up a little bit and try to make it where the Relics of Blue Hope collection, put them in the raid. The Source from the Source for the New God Aura, put them in the raid. Everything else kind of needs to be in the boxes in the other content from the weekly mission of killing the Shadow Archons in that box, and even in the solo in that box. Kind of needs to be split up a little bit so we can have a nice fluid loot selection when we get things killed. Because I rather see the aura stuff drop from in the raid and everything else kind of in world. I also understand that this is a really small area. It is super crowded when you put players in. So having the outdoor collections probably isn't viable. It's probably not going to work. But something can at least help out with that. And even next year, I think if they instituted a new solo for whatever goes on next year, that would be helpful as well. But I kind of want to see that stuff open up a little bit, or just make sure that the loot window, all that stuff that we get from the raid, it's spread out a lot more and evenly. And I can understand drop rates are part of it, but still, even the organization a little bit. Like, I want to have my collections up top broken down to my crowns all the way at the bottom. For right now, it was the item you selected, collection, your marks, crowns rather, and then another collection, and then cash. And maybe even like some other knickknacks. But it kind of needs to be organized a little bit better. But that was really my biggest gripe from the anniversary event itself. The content was still there. Content was still the same as last year. It's still easier to get done. Archons felt really stronger this year. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because we actually in the stats revamp this time around, but it was kind of something else. I wasn't expecting to solo them at the same time, but they felt a little stronger this time around. So thanks for the difficulty. But yeah, that's really it for the anniversary event. They did do some changes to the outdoor stuff where the Cordians don't really show up in Metropolis anymore. All of them are in the Anti-Monitor Metropolis zone. So they did take away some of the outdoor stuff that other people could do, because you get one mission in your Watchtower or Hall of Doom that you're technically were supposed to do outside in the real world. But they took that away, and you have to complete that in the Anti-Monitor zone. Which still isn't too bad, because you're killing everything anyways. You just gotta collect 14 doodads, and boom, you're killing things already. You'll get that done like that. By the first mission, you should already have that extra mission done. But when it comes to the vendor stuff, I absolutely loved it. The new base items from I think they're Brainiac Intuned, really cool. Really dug them. The crypto is phenomenal. Thank you so much for the crypto. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So let's look at the anniversary gifts that we got. Anniversary gifts. Yeah. Just give me one moment because I have to find it now. Happy anniversary. So Katnikov, who is the lead producer for DCUO, she gave out Celebrating 7 Years. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary indeed. So she did a recap of 2017, which, I mean, they were good and they were bad. We talked about it on the podcast. Try our best. So for 2018's anniversary gift. So first things first was member gifts, because, members. So with members, we got a suite of emblems modeled after the metal series. These are all the Batman metal emblems. So we actually have a box of all the regular and then all the enhanced. Now you can buy that same metal box. You can buy it for 75 crowns on the vendor. Understand as well. Who's the sub? Oh, Raph Prime with the subscription. Thank you so much, brother. I don't know why I did it like that. My bad. Thanks, man. So you can buy the dark metal emblems for 75 crowns on the anniversary event. So again, today's the last day of this recording to get that done if you really want them. Really, really want them. So members got them for free. Now also understand this. For the feat, there's a feat attached in the anniversary seasonal. In that feat, one character has to have all of the regular emblems on them. One character can only get the regular. You cannot share those because you won't complete the feat. The enhanced ones, share them with everybody. Share them with your alts and whatever. You can definitely do it. It's not going to matter. Next, we also got in-game posters of Earth 3's epic Superman vs. Ultraman art. It's basically the Earth 3 poster. It's basically what it is. We got the poster for that. And we also got an unlocked Paradox time capsule. So we got a free time capsule out of it. Thanks. Yay. Hope someone got good stuff out of theirs. And these gifts can be claimed once per account, and you have to log in by January 31st. So after reset, today's your last day as of this recording. Now, for all the players got a new updated Dark Spectre Batsuit, which is the Tier 2 gear for the Tech Heroes. It looks really clean. It is much cleaner than the original. It's retextured. It looks much brighter. It's good. One of the things that we had a problem with the original was it was different shades of gray. So it was kind of weird, but all players got this new gear, and it's gear. This gear levels up all the way to item level 192, which is basically, I think, the purple gear or below the purple gear for Earth 3. So it does level up to your combat rating, so you can use it as much as you want. The box itself is account bound. The box itself is character bound, but when you open it up, you can send those individual pieces to your alts wherever you want. So, especially if you don't even have that feat, does it unlock the feat? I didn't even ask. So with all that, and that's basically it. And then for the past members, so there was a little controversy with this as well, but the past members were able to log back in and come back and have some fun with it. So here in the small printing I'm reading, memberships purchased during the January 18 select membership benefits promotion will begin immediately and not impact or extend the select membership benefits offered during this period. Accounts eligible for select membership benefits must have their last member login between August 1st, 2014 and to October 31st, 2017. The select membership benefits exclude the monthly currency grant. Select membership benefits begin at blah, 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 blah. So there was a little bit of controversy with this because players who were still subscribers in November and even in December, they were eligible for the free membership here in January. So there was a little controversy behind that. Why did they choose October 31st? I have no clue. I asked Meps for a comment, and he replied with nothing. But it's okay. He normally replies with nothing anyways. But it was kind of odd, and I'm not sure if that's like I feel like it's their system thing that they're not able to do that for, and that's their prerogative. It was kind of crappy because at the same time in November was when we had episode 30 come out, so it's kind of like the way how I see it is this was a benefit for past members. If you are a subscriber here in Earth 3, you're kind of showing that you are a current member. You're here. You're playing the new content. But for the people who might have left or maybe taken a break, this is their opportunity to play catch up. It's like, hey, come over here and enjoy this stuff. So, but I definitely understand the scrutiny and the anger that everybody expressed over this, because I do feel like it probably needed to be around, like, hey, it needs to be December 31st, 2017, not October. But I feel it must be a system glitch or something. But if you are a member in November and in December, or either or, you are technically considered a current member. So, and if you did lose your membership in January, I definitely feel for you, because it probably, again, should have really ended right there at December and become a past member. But to be honest, you just bought the newest episode, so you technically are classified, I guess, as a current member. Also, we got bonus marks of victory from the 11th, from the 7-year birthday, all the way to the end of the month. Today is the last day as of this recording. So go out there and get your bonus marks of victory. And a lot of people, of course, will always ask, like, who uses marks of victory anymore? No one uses those. You use them for your rent, for your generator. You might still need, players out there still need tier gear. For the people who kept claiming, it's like, who needs marks of victory? You are the minority. You are the minority. Don't question why people need this stuff. I've been here for 7 years. I still need marks of victory because I like to pay my rent, and I also still need to get some stuff from the rare vendor gear. That's why. But also, here's another thing that why we need those double marks, and that's going to lead into later on. It's going to lead into Game Update 79, which we will, of course, talk about. But the bonus marks of victory was great, and I really wish I would have actually done more with it. I really wish. But that is the anniversary gifts, I believe. And okay, so yeah, so those are all the gifts. Next is, let's go ahead and just go into it, because it's it needs to be said. And I really wish I actually had this queued up, but I thought I tried to get the image up, but I couldn't really do it. So January seemed to be pretty good. It seemed to be pretty good. The anniversary event was kicking off. We were all having ourselves a good old time. And then some shit happened. The bans came. It's not truly how folks really, or anybody really wants to start off the year, both on Daybreak and both here in the community, but there were bans given. Now, I'm, of course, not one of those people who are going to say, it's like, 400 people plus were banned! Oh my god! What are you doing? Come on. Be smarter. All you're doing is just lighting a fire, being a shock jock. You're not Howard Stern. I'm not Howard Stern. Howard Stern is Howard Stern. You're nothing. There's no reason to have even that kind of post up. So what it was hashtag fake news, because not that many accounts were banned. But there were bans given, and what these bans were about, maps didn't really go into explanation. The people that were banned were apparently exploiters / glitchers over multiple things. Maps did comment saying that the people who were part of the the starter pack glitch, they weren't banned. It was a mistake on their part, and they did it. But they weren't. You know what? You're right, DST. Let's bring it back. You're not Killer Frost. You're not her. You're not some shock jock. Thank you, DST. Thank you, buddy. No one's a Killer Frost but Killer Frost. I cannot remember her name. Was it Laura? She was just on Supergirl last week. I can't remember. No spoilers. But there were bans given, and what the bans actually specified in those emails, because players came to the forums and said, I was banned. The email said over an exploit or a glitch, and that was it. It wasn't really into detail what was going on, but there were players who were banned who tried to, start some fuel, and there were reasons behind it, but MEPS did not go into specifics. But MEPS did come back and say, if you feel like you were Ooh, Livewire. Damn it, DST, you're right. Livewire. Not Killer Frost. Shit, no. Damn it, DST. This is why I don't read chat. Damn it, DST. I should have just stuck with Howard Stern. Now I'm going to get blown up by the YouTubers. It's like, Trex is stupid. I'm okay. I'm an idiot. It's why I'm up here and you're down there. And so with that, if you feel like you were banned for the wrong reason, then you need to make a support ticket. And they got flooded with support tickets, apparently. They got flooded. And Meps, in a final comment about it last week, he said, hey, folks, final comment. Time capsules have always done really well. They would have done better if so many had not been stolen. We introduced the exploit, and we absolutely should have fixed it faster. We left the doors open, but that does not make it okay for anyone to walk in and steal from us. These actions have had and will have a real-life impact on the people who work here, Daybreak, and on the game as a whole. Everyone loses. Everyone loses. Perpetrating these actions and defending those who did is repugnant on all levels. Repugnant on all levels. So let me be clear, Meps. We have zero tolerance for cheating, and we will be especially unmerciful when it comes to this kind of outright theft. We also have a no tolerance for anyone expressing support for or explanations on how to exploit and steal. These comments are community standard violations and will result in warnings and then actions against your accounts. There you go. They were banned. You exploited and you glitched. Now, of course, there were people out there who shall remain nameless, honestly, that kind of, either supported it or didn't support it, or showing off other videos like, hey, I'm doing this. I did this glitch. Where's my ban? Kind of poking the water bear. And you don't really want to poke the water bear. No one does. You just don't. But all you're really doing is just tempting fate, and it's going to come back and get your ass. So the bans were given, and we all thought it's like, everything's kind of calming down now. Players are still a little mad about it, but, honestly, for me, they'll get over it. But then Meps made a post, which, as of this recording, was deleted. And it was basically, they looked over everything and decided to, because there were support tickets, there were emails given that people apologized, there was remorse. There was remorse from certain people who wanted to come back and felt really bad about it. And Meps and the Daybreak team decided to give these people their accounts back, to give a probation, basically a probation of sorts. It was the most grateful thing I have ever seen Daybreak do. And it was a fucking gamble. Because when I read it, I was like, oh, well, that's actually pretty nice. But Meps, of course, did not go into the specifics on how many accounts were given how many players got their accounts back. And we also he stated in that post that these are people that might have maybe done it once or twice, not the people who massively exploited, not the massive a-holes, the scum, but these are people who kind of like, maybe did it once, maybe like, oh, I did it once, oh my god, I'll never do it again, I only did it again, I'm sorry. I was one of those people. I did it back in World of Warcraft, and I'll never do it again. Like, I learned my lesson. I didn't get in trouble, but I definitely felt remorse, because as a human being, we have feelings, and remorse is one of them. And if you fake it, well, my God, go to hell. It's my show. I can do what I want. Go to hell. Just do it. But Daybreak felt it was a merciful action from Daybreak. And I personally don't like it. They have a zero tolerance. I get it. Zero tolerance is there. Understood. But they did a bad thing. They should go buy. But for the people who did come back, and I even said on the last stream on Monday, you come back, you have a probation now. You are on the thinnest of ice. Do fucking better. Do better with your life. Don't do this. Don't do this ever again. I get it. It was there. But just because someone leaves the cash register open doesn't mean it gives you the right to go in there and yank any money that you want. That's not yours. It's not the right thing to do. And the people who maybe did it once or twice, understandable. Congratulations, you got a slap on the wrist, but that slap on the wrist is definitely going to come into a hammer on your fucking hand. Do I believe that the ban should have been lifted? To me personally, no. I don't think they should have, and that's where I give Daybreak the credit where credit is due, because it was a very grateful thing to do for those players. And even Meps in that post, again, was deleted, he even said, we are a video game for fun. Well, it's alright. It's not verbatim, but it's a gaming company for fun, and we want to come back to the fun. And so we're here to have fun. But sadly enough, this kind of bullshit comes around, and we kind of have to ruin the fun and bring adulting into it. Thanks. It becomes a sour note. And with these bans lifted by these individuals, again, we're not sure how many came back. It wasn't 400 plus, I can tell you that much. Always wait for information to come out before you make like some jock little video. Wait for information, all right? If you're gonna make a video, do some reporting at least. Like, wait for information to come in, okay? Just don't make one day one a reaction video is basically what you did just to get the views. Congratulations, that's what you do. Sick. So, and another thing that we kind of hope for with these people coming back is everything that they gained, everything that they stole, basically, should have been taken away. And so far, apparently, according to the forums, and even according to the in-game, because apparently the broker, before these bans were, before the unbanning, the broker apparently was nice. It was cordial. Prices weren't too high. They were pretty decent. And then the unbanned came back, and whoo, all this crap is back onto the broker. Everybody blowing it up with their outrageous pricing for everything, and it just felt like, well, we're just back to square one. We're just back to everything not even happening. For this whole week that these guys haven't played, they've just been sitting on this stuff, and it wasn't taken away. Now, if they're going to come back, they need to have more than just a week suspension. They need to actually have these items that they stole gone. Their quirks gone. Their time capsules gone. Like, start them, like, their cash. Probably not their cash, because it's probably a little hard to do, but I mean, their items need to go. But I also feel that in order for that to be done, there need to be more time to do it. They had, maybe a couple of days, if that, because it was going to be prior to February 1st, which is today's last day, and some of the unbanning happened, I think, today. They need to have more time to go into those accounts and actually reprimand and take the items away, and they didn't give themselves that. They needed to probably take the month of February just to do it. And so in March, like, hey guys, by the way, you got your accounts back. Good job. It's like, well, I'm already gone. Like, yeah, but you got it back. But also your stuff was taken away. Why was it taken away? Because, bitch, you exploited. You glitched. Can you not be happy with your account back? And of course, the trade chat, the LFG blowing up with everyone gloating that I came back. I beat the system. Everyone, you see that shit? Screenshot it, make a ticket, send it to Daybreak. Fuck those people. Alright? Fuck them. You want to gloat that you came back from a permaban? Guess what? I'll submit the ticket. If other people submit the ticket, then we're going to get their ass booted again. Because we honestly don't need your trash. We really do not. Congratulations. They were grateful and gave you your account back. And even if these are people that didn't have their account back, they just want to troll the trade, guess what? You'll get banned too. Fuck it. We don't need you either. You think it's going to be funny? It's like, yep. No, I wasn't really banned, man. I was just joking. Wait, where'd my account go? Funny, isn't it? Bye. Bye, Felicia. Don't gloat about coming back from a permaban. That just makes you more of an easier target because you're an idiot. You're a complete idiot at that moment. There's nothing to be happy about. You are gone from the game. Thousands of dollars of money that you put into your account was gone for an entire week. And for the gratefulness that Daybreak showed, out of the niceness, hey, you can have your account back. Just understand, thin ice. Thin ice, but here you go. Take your account back. Just, calm down. And also you're just going to be trash about it to them? Come on. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Come on. They threw you a bone, and you're just going to basically wipe your butt with that bone? Come on. It's not nice. It's not human. Be better. Be better. Definitely needs to be much more positive in this community, I tell you that. So, but here's the other thing that players also need to have in that mind as well. When the accounts were banned, Daybreak might have. I'm using a lot of hypothetical at this point. A lot of hypothetical, because this is how I think of it in my mind. I see it. Where the Daybreak might have looked at that account and they went to that character that they had the most hours played or whatever. And that technically your main character. They looked at it, and as any person like myself, I give my time capsule stuff to my alts. And so they can build their own money. And that's how almost technically everybody does it. And so they didn't really go into and look at all the characters. So even if Daybreak went to that main character and saw, he doesn't have any items. Well, I guess he doesn't have anything. Well, that's because he also dumped all that shit on his alt. And I'm pretty sure everybody doing it right now is probably dumping everything on their alts just so they can go to their main. It's like, nope, my main is squeaky clean. Nope, you can look over here, officer. Nope, you can't look. You can't look in the closet. Don't look at the closet. No, everything's over here. Everything's right here. Don't look over there. Don't look over there. And that's what everybody's doing. And so everybody can technically just go back to their day old. All right, the cops are gone. We can go back and do our own thing. Exploit. Like such ass. If that's the way that these players who came back, and you know what, I know I am generalizing it. There's probably going to be those one or two people, those one or two kids that came back and is so grateful to keep playing and is never going to make that mistake ever again. But it's the majority. The majority is going to ruin them. That's what's going to happen. These couple of people who are all gloat and everything, they're going to ruin it for everybody else, as it always does. Because they're the ones that came back and is going to continue on being the crap that we don't need in this community. And at that point, it's hard for Daybreak to even look at that and say who should come back and who shouldn't. They can only look at accounts. They can only look at ones and zeros. They can't look at the person. They just can't. And that's what sucks, but that's the truth. They can't look at the person, because I can send a worded email and my words might mean something or they might not. It's a 50-50 shot that I'm going to be remorseful or not. But they did. All these accounts came back, and now we're back into the shithole. And what's even worse is now the community is a bigger backlash. A much bigger backlash over this. And this is now where it becomes the trouble. All over the forums, all over the DCUO Discord. For God's sakes, Proxy came onto the goddamn Discord. We don't see Proxy unless there's an Ask DCUO. And guess what? There hasn't been an Ask DCUO since last fall. Proxy came onto the DCUO Discord. And he's right. He's absolutely right. The ban should have just stayed. The fact that we have this now going on, people are quitting DCUO. Now at the same time, people quit DCUO because, my friend's banned over some crap, I'm going to leave. Now it's, these people came back, I'm gone now. It is a no-win situation for Daybreak, either with the bans or without. But the thing that needed to stay, was the high spirit of the community to be up here. These bans were a zero tolerance. These bans that got rid of the scum, that got rid of the people who were kind of trashing it. And again, I'm generalizing. There were I'm actually sounding like fucking Trump now. There were a few good people. Not all of them were bad. They're all good. I can only use one hand again because my hand's soaking in ice right now. But yeah, the card shuffle. But of course, I'm generalizing. And that's all I can really do at this point is people just needed to stay banned because now the spirits of the community was here after the ban, and now it's like it's out of camera view. That's how low it is. It's out of camera view. And do I feel the DCUO community is right in this? Do the people who are leaving, should they not leave? It's their choice. I'm still going to keep playing because I still have fun with the game. But I'm not going to lie. The unbanning and now seeing how the game is in there and seeing these people gloat, it dampers my spirits a bit. It did lower it a bit. And it did not need to get that low. And I understand, and I cannot express it even more. Daybreak did a very nice thing by letting these people come back. By unbanning these people. It was a show of mercy and and these people should be grateful that Daybreak even thought of even doing this, and the fact that they did. But now, these people who come back, generalizing, they're shitting all over their face. They are throwing the eggs, they're throwing the cake, they are throwing everything, even the kitchen sink, at Daybreak. Just gloating. It's like, hey, can't touch this. Dun, 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 dun. Can't ban me. And it's sickening. And even if I have to sit here on stream, listen to music, and just chat, open up on the screen, and we can just police every fucking thing. It's like, oh, what's that motherfucker say? He's untouchable. He can't be banned. Screenshot, email to customer support. What you got? Customer support might just hate me, and it's gonna be for good reason too, because these people don't need to be in the game. The people who are truly remorseful, they shouldn't be lumped in with these people. They really shouldn't. And if you are a person who got unbanned and is truly remorseful, I wish that I could give you the courage to come up and say, hey, I made a mistake. I apologize. I'm back. Never going to do it again. But don't. I don't want you to be silent over it, but it completely sucks. Because it's better just to stay silent over the whole thing. I'm bringing this up now because it happened in January. It's a podcast. I have to bring it up. And this is it. It's not just that they spent money, it's the fact that Trade Chat and LFG literally died. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? It doesn't matter. That is not even the point. LFG, Trade Chat dead. There's still players out there. The in-game community, they'll be fine. The people who are gone, if that's the core in-game community, the game would be fine. And you know the reason why it'll be fine? Because there's people like me. There's people like in my league. There's people in Virtual Synergy. There's people in Odyssey. There's people all over this game that have done the right thing, and they can always fill in the in-game. The in-game community, as MMOs, it's a revolving door. Just because these people are the top and they're gone doesn't mean that, oh no, in-game's done. It's done. What are we going to do? These people can't carry us. I can't run a late without these people. It'll be fine. Because those people that were there, they stay there. But there's new players every day that rise up and take over in the in-game spotlight. It's all right. If in-game players, if that majority that were banned, if that's the signal of the game being dead, let the game be dead. Those people don't even need to be here. They don't make up anything except for bodies that can easily be filled by other people. Just because they're in the top doesn't mean that they're God. Doesn't mean that they're untouchable. We will be fine. We will. And I'm sorry if you don't agree with it, especially to those in-game players out there, but LFG was still going. Trade Chat was still going. The game was moving on. Ban or no ban, it was moving on. And the game will continue on, with or without them. If those people decide to just pack up all their stuff and leave, guess what? There are new people coming in every single day that can easily take their spot. And I might be and guess what? I'm a 7-year-old vet. If I leave the game, will the game die? No. I'll just get replaced. I'll get replaced by someone else. I'll get replaced by a guy who just started. I'll get replaced by a guy who's been here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years even. We're nothing special. We're just players. And someone can easily always take my spot in a raid. Just like I can take anybody's spot in an elite raid. Anywhere. It's a game. It's about learning. It's about having fun. And there you go. See, Curse One was replaced. The game will be fine without these people. These people needed to go. They were banned because they were hurting our community. They were hurting our economy. And without them there, we actually had a pretty solid week. Right? We had a pretty solid week. And now they're back. Well, Trade Chat and LFG right now in game can show you exactly what this means. Spirits are broken. Spirits are broken. And it kind of sucks because coming into February, I was super hyped. I was excited beyond belief because of what Game Update 79 has. I was also excited because I was going to complete the Valentine's Day this year. Yeah, I did it for winter. This is a new Trex. I'm getting shit done. I was completely excited with the new scorecard, auto sort. My inventory is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But now we're going into February with this over our heads, with this dark cloud. We had a week to really recover from people being banned, and in-game was pretty okay. And all of a sudden, this happened. And it ruined us. People are leaving. People are not wanting to log in. And this isn't really a good attitude going into the game. Especially into the next month. That is really here to bring us about love. And a lot of fun coming in, too. Hopefully, actually, in February, we'll actually hear about a new episode, maybe. Crossing fingers. But whether you like the band or not, for me, this is the last time speaking about it. We're now moving into February. The people are back. There's nothing else to really talk about. If you're a person that was banned, keep it to yourself. If you're a person who came back from the unbanning, keep it to yourself. Whether you're one of the remorseful few or not, there's a lead right there. The remorseful few. If you are one of those people, or even if you're one of the scum people, keep it to yourself. I don't care anymore. Coming in February, I have talked about this till I was blue in the face. I argued with a lot of people, and we agreed, and we also disagreed. But at the end of the day, Daybreak made a decision, and in that act of kindness, I will agree with their decision. But it doesn't mean I have to like it, and I really don't. But that's going to be it for me discussing it from here on in. Coming into February, it's all about the future. It's all about staying positive, bringing a positive insight to the community, and fuck those people who are scum. If you're back in the game, do better. Do better for your community. Do better for yourself. If you made a mistake, you made a mistake. We all make it. I made it. But I make sure to live from it. I make sure not to copy it again. And yeah, just don't steal. Be smarter. If something looks like it's wrong, don't touch it. Just be one of those people. It's like, hey, everyone else is stealing this candy. I'm good. I don't have a sweet tooth. But anyways, gotta talk about Game Update 78 that came out for January. So it did bring in some new items, in a sense. With Game Update 78, it did bring us the anniversary event, which we talked about the highlight, but it also brought in some bug fixes. Or, well, actually just power fixes, honestly. There are a little bit of bug stuff that was fixed. But most importantly, we gotta talk about the powers. So, it has been a few months that we actually seen power changes since the stats revamp come out. We saw some Band-Aid stuff here and there, and honestly, all this stuff might be just considered Band-Aids, honestly. Some powers were doing well, some powers were doing okay, some powers were just piss poor. But during every game update, all of us in the community are like, so, you got any of those power updates? Huh? You got any of those fire changes? Making it buff up a bit? You got any weapons expert? It's doing pretty horrible. It's doing pretty bad. We could use a bump. Every game update, we're like that. We just want to know more about the power updates, if there's any. And every game update, it's kind of nil. It's like, nope, none here. And yeah, dude, first aid kit's in the car, Seuss. So, Game Update 78 brought us some pretty, honestly, a lot of power changes. Some of them were good, some of them were not, and some of them are like, what? So, I'm going to go off the rip, and we'll go in order about and how I feel about them. First up is electricity. So, electricity got hit with a nerf bat in a sense. So, let's understand this about electricity. Now, it was something that was talked about during the stats revamp too. Electricity has two abilities: Arc Lightning and Tesla Ball. Arc Lightning and Tesla Ball do not split damage. And for the people who do not understand what split damage is, when you hit 2 targets or more, damage is going to split. So when you hit a single target enemy, let's say it does 100 damage. Well, when you do split damage, it's not evenly. This is only per example. When you go with 2 targets, that damage is going to split to a 50-50. That's kind of the thought process of how split damage is supposed to be. As you go into your league hall, you can see that you have a single target, 3 targets, 8 targets, and that when you do the 8 targets, it's like, why? When you start seeing double digit numbers, you're like, I'm doing 98 damage to all of you people? Ugh. But that's just how it works. But so Arc Lightning and Tesla Ball, they don't do split damage. It's how they're designed. They don't split damage at all. Especially with Tesla Ball, because Tesla Ball just sits up there for 6 seconds and it hits each individual enemy maybe about 2 or 3 times. And because how long it's up there, if a new enemy comes in, that new enemy is going to get hit with that damage. And that's pure damage. There's no splitting involved. It was something that was definitely brought up when Stats Revamp was going on. Like, hey, Arc Lightning and Tesla Ball kind of overpowered. We need to bring that shit down. And the developers have finally done that in the way that we couldn't make them to be split damage. Instead, their damage was reduced for the absence of target splitting. The Spark Barrage here increased damage and the splash radius to compensate for projectile functionality. That's another thing that was done as well. If you know that Spark Barrage, what's the other one? Terror Tendrils, and even Sorceries. I think it's actually down here too. Yep, Sorcery, Soul Barrage, and Soul Storm. The projectiles in this game are horrible. I hate them. You hate them. Even the gnome besides me hates them. Ain't that right? That's right. Projectiles they can miss, and that pisses us off. Because as you're hitting that target, all of a sudden, all right, boom, whoop, the target all of a sudden jumps like, why? Why? I missed. That's damage missed. So they changed it to where they increased the damage and they also splash radius to compensate for the projectile functionality. So that splash radius that you can shoot out 5 balls and it's going to start here and then spread out. That radius that each of those projectiles have, it's still going to hit that target because the splash radius for each of these was increased. So that should help out with actually still doing damage to a single target character, but honestly using those kind of projectiles where it splits off into those, like Spark Barrage, like Soul Barrage or Soul Storm. Yeah, one of those two actually does a split. The other one does a right, like almost like right there or something. But that was a pretty good change that those projectile abilities needed, because especially in Sorcery, during Sorcery revamp, everybody talked about Deer and projectiles sucked. It was just bad. And thankfully they were able to get that done. With electricity as well, one of the was Circuit Breaker, because Circuit Breaker got nerfed. They reduced the damage bonus to account for the buff stacking / burst damage. So this might have, I guess, fallen into the revamp rules where because it gave you a buff, it had to reduce the damage a bit, but it was quite odd. But to be fair, it fell in line with other supercharged abilities, like with Ice's Ice Elemental, with Rage's Berserk, with... There's another one. Neo Venom Boost got the same thing as well. And I think that was it. So it wasn't just done to one ability. It was done to other abilities of the same function. But when we get to Rage, I'll rage. Next was Ice Elemental. Reduces damage and defense bonuses to account for the buff stacking / burst damage. Again, super weird, but I didn't do testing for Ice Elemental, so I'm not sure if it's still effective. But visually, for me, I still like using it. Mental needed a buff. Mental and Sorcery were one of the two that felt that the DPS was quite low. So Mental got a buff. Horrific Visage now properly affects targets in AoE, in an AoE and damage roll. That was probably more like a fix. Mass Levitation, increased the damage per tick. Mass Terror, increased damage. Telekinesis, increased damage per tick. Telekinetic Bolt, increased cone width to match visuals. Probably should have been done like everybody else. Terror Tendrils, it was another projectile that was fixed. So, Mental, you got buffs. Congratulations. Are those buffs enough? I don't know. I'm still leveling up my mental too, who's on the villain side, so I think I'm going to have a new level 30 soon. Sorry. Next was Quantum. It got buffed. Lift was increased damage, and Singularity increased damage. I use Singularity a lot, so it was good to see it do a little bit more damage. I don't really use Lift, but it's a crowd control, so I mean, why not, right? Whether or not those are actually good buffs, Singularity, again, I like seeing damage was increased a little bit. I do like seeing that kind of increase, so it was pretty cool. Rage. Remorseless Recovery no longer restores supercharge every heal tick, just once on the cast. That was a bug. Luckily, that was fixed. I did do testing with it. So the testing I did, if I remember correctly, let me see if I can find my notes really fast. Let's see, where are you? I can't find my notes. Okay, crappers. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, fingers are tingly. Yep, still cold. Okay. So with Rage, if I remember correctly, I did without Remorseless Recovery before this update. It took me 5 some odd minutes to get to full supercharge. With Remorseless Recovery, as it was before Game Update 78, it took me about 2.5 minutes. It was quite the leap. When you're in content, I never noticed it. I actually had to go to a sparring target and actually visually look at it. But when I was in content, of course, I didn't pay attention to it because I also didn't care. But there was a big difference, and luckily that's been fixed. Severe Punishment. Increase the duration of Fervor, which is our 50% defense increase. They increased the duration to 15 seconds, up from 8. So this was a huge buff because Rage tanks like myself, we use both Severe Punishment and Remorseless Recovery because they both gave the defense buff. And it was... we had to cycle through them because Severe Punishment lasts for 8 seconds, cooldowns, and it has a 12. So we were 4 seconds there with no defense buff. So we had to use Remorseless Recovery to soak that up. So what they did was Severe Punishment now carries over to the next Severe Punishment. Because the cooldown's only 12 seconds. And as Rage tanks, we should always have Severe Punishment up. So we have 3 seconds of a buffer to get Severe Punishment going again so our defense can stay up. So, thanks, Dev. Then Berserk. They reduced the damage bonus to account for the buff stacking / burst damage. Damage now splits after one target instead of two. Apparently, that was a bug. Our damage splitting was after two instead of one. So we were actually doing doubly duber awesome damage. Wow. We were definitely OP. But the reduced damage bonus with Berserk, we copied 100% of our damage to those targets. So if I did 100 damage, Berserk was going to do 100 damage right after it. But now it got reduced to 90%. So instead of I do 100 damage, Berserk will do 90 damage. It was not too big of a nerf that I was expecting. I was expecting the worst. I went in, why is this bullshit? Well, that's just crazy. I did the testing, saw it was 90%. I'm like, okay. Thank you for being reasonable. Thank you. I will take my leave. I overreacted. I understand. I apologize. And I did, because again, no one likes to see themselves get nerfed, but once I did the testing, I felt more at ease, and a 90% dropping to 90% instead of 100%, I'm okay. I am completely okay. But yeah. Next is Sorcery. Arbiter of Destiny. This is your pterodactyl form. It now gains both the DPS and healer role passives while active. Sorcery abilities that split effects depending on the role now deliver the maximum effect for both roles during Arbiter of Destiny. This affects the following: Shard of Life, Soul Bolt, Soul Siphon, Soul Well, and Transmutation. I haven't done testing with Arbiter of Destiny. I also don't play my Sorcery Tomb because it's a villain. Mental and Villain, they're my villain characters. I should do better, I know, and I promise I will. I'll work on it. Promise. Grand Summoning dramatically increased the defense and evasion and reduced the threat generation of all Grand Summons. Increased the damage of Grand Watchers slightly. Karmic Backlash increased the power cost to 300 and increased the damage accordingly. Soul Barrage and Soul Storm, damage increased and the splash radius because of the projectile. Karmic Backlash being changed to a 300. Karmic Backlash is basically without mercy. It's basically backdraft. It brings people in. I think it's still a pull, but I might be mistaken. But it is a mid-range ability. It is a super mid-range ability. It's not an ability that you can hit from long range. You need to be in mid-range. I know, mid-range isn't a thing, but it's all about positioning. So your position to hit this ability, you need to be in mid-range. Well, of course, I need to probably do more testing with it. But increased power, increased damage, I can't have a problem with that. I like it. Karmic Backlash, though, is full damage. I have to double check. If Karmic Backlash has no crowd control with it, Karmic Backlash is the only pure damage that Sorcery really has there. Because if it has no crowd control, if it has no pull, nothing else, it's just damage, that's pure damage. And that's the highest damage it's going to do, of course, based off of your stats. Water. The Tempest Guard. Reduced the shielding damage cap to account for target count. I don't know what that means. It was a reduction on the damage absorption that shield could take. It was a hit. It wasn't too big, but it was still like, what? Now again, Tempest Guard is an 8-player heal, or an 8-player shield. So I'm not sure if it has a different damage count if you're in single target, if you're in a group, or if you're in a raid. That's something I definitely want to look at, but I'm not even sure if any other Warrior players really did that. And then the iconic abilities, which was kind of weird too. Heat Vision reduced the channel time to 2 seconds, down from 3. Increased the cooldown to 4 seconds, up from 3. To maintain the same effective cooldown. Increased the tick rate to 0.5 seconds, up from 1. And reduced damage accordingly. According to the testers who tested it, it wasn't that big of a hit, and it's a little better. It wasn't that big of a hit. Of course, when we start seeing things like this, it's a nerf. It sucks, especially when you take away like possibly one of the good iconic abilities there, especially when it comes to single target damage. But it was reduced. It was increased. Things were. I think it probably works a little better. If not, it still stays the same for some folks. And then Neo Venom boost, reduced damage and defenses bonuses to account for the buff stacking and burst damage. And then of course Legends, Catwoman, and Cheetah, they rebalanced their weapon, their weapon attacks. Yay! Thanks, Legends. But that is it. That was January in a nutshell. We started off with some decent changes, a good event, happy birthday, and bans. Always nice to have bans. Always good. Yeah, still a little swelling, but I'll put ice on it again later. Felt nice though. It's scabbing pretty well though. It's healing. So, but I just gotta get the swelling down. That's all. Oh, it's colder over here. Nice. Let's put that. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like that, but yeah, I'm putting ice on that. Oh yeah, that's cold. Yeah, love that. So, all right. So, and also, it was announced on the forums today, because we were all expecting the anniversary event. We were all expecting the Game Update 79 with the Valentine's Day event to come, like, tomorrow on the 1st of February. But Maps did post earlier tonight that the Valentine's Day Game Update 79 launch is to be determined. So it is not coming tomorrow. That's heartbreaking. It mainly is because I want that fucking new scorecard. I need that auto sort, Meps. You know what my inventory looks like. These people won't stop yelling at me. I need it to save me. Or at least try to break it. I'll try and break it. But does this mean that anything for like the bonus marks of victory, will the anniversary event still be going on until then? No. It just means that everything gets cut off on the 31st. And Bat Mike, thank you so much for reminding me. PlayStation 3. Let's take a knee. PlayStation 3 players, come on, take a knee. Take a knee. Look, you've had a good run. You've been here since launch. Without you, we really wouldn't be here still. I mean, PlayStation knows. You guys know. You guys are kind of like the main supporters for DCUO. As PC players, we have much more MMOs that we could play. But for some of us, we are still here. And we still enjoy it. But you guys on the PlayStation 3 console, you held it together. You helped get us here. As a PC player, I thank you, console peasant. I thank you. But it's time to go. DCUO launched on the PlayStation 4. It's next-gen console. We're moving forward. You have to understand, you had a good run. You've given us some great games. But you're old. And it's time to move. I wish we could upgrade you. I wish you could have a better processor, more memory, larger hard drive. But this is how it is. It's time to move to the PlayStation 4. And the fact that you haven't is actually a little quite concerning, because I'm a PC elitist and I have a PlayStation 4. I got the PlayStation 3 first. I think I actually had it for maybe a couple of months, and I got the PlayStation 4. And now I got the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's great. But You had a good run and you will not be forgotten. But just remember, PlayStation 3 players, your DCUO account is part of your PlayStation network. So once you do get that PlayStation 4 for 4th of July, for, Father's Day, Mother's Day, or even your birthday. Black Friday is coming up in a few months. 10, in fact. You can try and get something there. But just know that DCO will still be here. You might come back on PlayStation 4 and find some new episodes. But your old friends will still be here. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, even with the restraining order. You know it, Kyle. But just understand, we have to move on. You want the graphics updated? We do too. But we just can't do it with you. So, PlayStation 3 players, I salute you. And, yeah, we'll be here. Scouts are. But it is time to get a PlayStation 4. Join us into the future of DCUO. Hopefully for some better optimization. For some better graphics. Better animations. Newer stuff. It's going to be great. And we hope you get there soon. And if you're a person who is quitting DCUO because you can't get a PlayStation 4 or you like to keep your PlayStation 3, why? Sony's not making games for PlayStation 3. There's no new games coming from PlayStation 3. Get a PlayStation 4. Trade it in. Go to GameStop. Get your $50 rebate. Go and get a PlayStation 4. Just do it now. Just don't. Stop watching. You can stop watching now. We're almost at the end of the podcast. Stop watching. Go and get your PlayStation 4. It's not that expensive. You don't have to get the PlayStation 4, or PlayStation 4 Pro, but I highly recommend it. That bitch is pretty nice. Hell, go on Amazon. Amazon does trade-ins now. I'm pretty sure you could trade in your console. Do it. Get a PlayStation 4. Do it. Get a PC even. PC. Join us. Yes, join us. It's good. PC. We have Steam. Actually, no. You still have to really start over a new account for your PlayStation 4 because it doesn't care. You know what? Get a PlayStation 4. Just get the PlayStation 4. It's so much better for you. You'll be happier. You'll be happier. But what does the PlayStation 3 dropping mean? Well, we don't know. Meps didn't really go into detail because he likes to keep secrets. So hopefully we'll see some new optimization come this year with the PlayStation 4, with the PlayStation 3 dropping. But just remember, PlayStation 3 players, we're here still. Your DCO account's still here. It's not going away. You just need to go mow some lawns and get a PlayStation 4. $5 in used lint. You're not wrong, Epic Lurker. You're not wrong. Drovanik is right. We do have cookies on the PC side. We do. They should have announced the PlayStation 3 drop like Nintendo on their DLC launches. It's like, oh, by the way, we're dropping the PS3 right now. Wait, what? Dude, what's going on? Where's my account? What just happened? Mom! Nintendo is savage. Just dropping DLCs left and right on the day of, the minute of. It's like, are we ready? Did they announce it? Can we flip it? They announced it. DLC's launched. Yay! Nintendo's crazy, y'all. Nintendo cray. But that's it for the January wrap-up of the DCO podcast. We'll be back at the end of February to talk about what happened in February. But before we go, what good things are coming on in February? Well, even though we're not going to get Game Update 79 and a Valentine's Day event on February 1st, I can at least tell you what's actually coming to the to Game Update 79. So, first things first. The Valentine's Day event Comes with new feats, comes with new styles. We have a new aura, we have new base items. Valentine's Day Love Conquers All event this year is surrounded by the theme of the movie theater. You know, date night, not Netflix and chill. No, before Netflix and chill, we actually had dinner and a movie. You know, because you want food and you want a movie. Netflix and chill, you're basically sitting there on the couch, not getting any kind of nourishment. That's not healthy, guys. That's not healthy. So you get a nice little Leatherman jacket. You got some nice Leatherman letters to go with it, which also works with the emblems. So, you know, everybody's going to be pulling out some West Side Story. Coming to America. What? It's American Dream. Go Dreamers. Also coming up in there is the Elite Progress Points are gone. Progress Points are done. Oh my God, I want a David Letterman beard too. Oh, dude. I don't know how he does it. He's so old. The Elite Progress Points are all gone from everything in the game. We saw it in episode 30 with Earth 3 that had the Elite content. No progress point. Wow, we really want that in the rest of the game. Wait for it. Gameplay 79 comes around. It's here! Yay! So the progress points for Elite content is no longer there. You could, like for Rip of Time, which I think is the last Elite alert, you can... No, I'm pretty sure it was Phantom Zone was probably the last one. Either way, you can now run Rip in Time Elite instead of having to run the regular first, wait that week because you're loot locked, and then go into the Elite. You can go straight into it if you want. So thank you, developers. Thanks. Hype. The vendor gear. Everything is significantly reduced. The cost for the vendor gear, all content up to and including Age of Justice. So I think someone on the forums, I think it was Andrew actually, who follows me on Twitter. He broke it down. He broke it down for us. Tier 1 to Tier 6 cost is 91 marks. It's full marks. Full marks, by the way. Oh yeah. Yeah, so this is like the total cost of marks. So Tier 1 to Tier 6, 91 marks to buy everything. Episode 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 91 marks. Episode 21, 22, 23, 131. Episodes 24, 25, 26, 194. Amazon Fury Part 3, 216. Age of Justice is probably 216 as well. Total cost. By the way, remember when you're leveling a brand new character, and you do if you do all your side missions, you should have about over 100 marks there. Tier 1 all costs but 91 marks. You can buy full Tier 1 in an instant if you wanted to. That is great. This is going to be so thankful to all the alts. Very alt friendly. It's going to work out for everybody. And if you're using your bonus marks of victory, now's the time to do it. And by the way, the vendor, what is it? The vendor 00 and vendor 22. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's vendor 00 is the rare vendor. He's still useful. But the other guy who has nothing but, the marks, just the style gears itself, he's almost become obsolete. Because everything else, gear-wise, it's there. You can get it for cheaper. And it's more useful. But going back to our patch notes. Let's see what else was cool. Nothing really there. Just a couple of bug fixes. But then there was more to Game Update 79. Progress points are gone. Vendor gear. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's right. Oh, man, I actually missed it. The auto sort button's coming. So you hit a little button and all your gear, your inventory will auto sort depending on the items. All the items will all stack together with themselves. And so it's going to show you all the empty stuff at the bottom. So, but if you're someone who already has an organized inventory, like for me, I have all my gear at the bottom. When I hit auto sort, all that stuff is gonna move up. So it might mess up your inventory. So be cautious if you want to use it. Next is for the UI scorecard updated. Yes. Oh, new scorecard. Yes. It looks great. It looks polished. But of course, there are some improvements that need to be made, and it's gonna be great. But that new scorecard is gonna be great. Oh, they for the scorecard added missing controller stick prompt icons on the scorecard. Oh, they fixed that. Haha. Bet Mike, because people can get their full vendor gear faster, do you think they'll skip out on skill points? Most likely. Most likely. That's the downside when it comes to leveling is, remember, we've been playing for close to 7 years, at least I have. When you're leveling a character, especially when that content is fresh and available, you're working on all of those feats. But as we get further along in our years, new players just coming in, which is they're in there now their first year, that's 7 years worth of content to catch up on, and they're going to focus more on their combat rating, get to in-game, and then come back down and start working on those feats gradually at their own pace. Should players be working on these feats as they level? Yes, but it's also difficult when the queues aren't popping in the population for that tier level isn't there. So I definitely understand the struggle at that point, and Daybreak still has a lot of work to do in that regard, because there's no way to really fast track that unless you use the CR100 booster. Then there was an update today. There's a test update today, but this is going to follow into the patch notes as well, hopefully. For the Valentine's Day event, they added a Sea of Love mission with some new objectives. There's new objectives to do in the Valentine's Day event. It's basically to the point where I need to make a map, I think. But there is a new part of it, because if you guys all remember from day one, when we were on the test server, we did the Sea of Love with Mira, and that was it. We got the ball message and we walked away. Now they added more to it, where when you talk to Mira and complete the Sea of Love, she's going to give you a mission to find these mementos. And these mementos are going to be in that section on the coastline where she is. And you have to find these seahorses in order to interact with them in order to get the mementos. But they're in defined locations, but they're all over the place. It's really, really weird. But once you get a map and you map it out, it'll take maybe 5 minutes to do. But you only need to do it once. It's a one and done deal. For the scorecard now differentiates between PvP teams, and players can now scroll on the info tab to reveal off-screen text. Oh, someone posted the map. Neat. Very nice. Whoever posted it. But yeah, so good. I only need to make a map. Yay! No map for Trex. The work's already been done. I'm so happy. And yes, for the event, there are two collections. The Royal Relationship is the Aquaman statue that Tori Mumu for all the friends. They are all there. Don! Yay! Don made a map. Thank you so much, Don. You have no idea how thankful I am. Thank you. But for the Royal Relationship, you get that awesome Aquaman and Mira statue. And then the other one is the Gotham Date Night. And you complete that one, and you get a title and some marks of victory. Which I think... Does anyone else feel that when it comes to the seasonals, with that kind of feat, would it be pertinent to, instead of get Marks of Victory, to get the seasonal token with it? So, like in this aspect, we complete the Gotham Date Night collection, we get the title, but instead of Marks of Victory, we should get the Valentine's Day hearts. We should get the heart tokens. Anyone else feel that we should do that? As I wait for your responses. Arwen made it better. Okay. Oh my God. I will click it. I will click it right now. Son of a bitch. She made it better. She made it better. Wait a minute. Is that what I'm tagged in our Discord? I just saw the tag. There's Dawn with it, and wait, there's hearts. There's, I don't know what the hell that is. And then there it is. There's the glitter beards. Think they would give free feats for some of the anniversary feats? I don't think so. There's no reason to do that. The Valentine's Day event feats that they give is all from year one. Those are all things from the Valentine's Day that shall never be mentioned again, even though I have perfect video footage of it because I loved it. Since you're able to still complete the anniversary event stuff because it's not gone away, then they aren't going to give it away for free. Did Dawn put it on Imgur too? Oh, she put her hearts on there. I like the hearts. Not my beard. Do you think the Valentine's Day event will unban people? I hope to God not. I can do a little quick Q&A if anyone have any questions or anything. But that was basically it for what happened in January and what's coming up in February. And at the end of February, we'll, of course, round out and see how everything went with the new scorecard, with the new auto sort, and any bugs in the Valentine's Day event. We'll do a nice little recap. But if you guys have any questions about the game or anything, please type them up in chat. Oh, Carlin was the one that tagged me? Of course she was. Of course she was. Thanks, Carlin. What do you think the far future will be for DCUO? Will it go up or down? I'm optimistic. I'm a super optimist, and I think it's going to go up. The thing, and like I said, with January started off pretty well for me. For me, it started pretty well. The anniversary event came back. Earth 3 stuff had that one solo. There were some cool styles. Crypto. It was like, wow, this feels really good for January. The bans happened. It put a damn dark cloud on everybody. And with February coming up, even before the bans happened, February had the Game Update 79 stuff, new scorecard, new auto sort. Like, it was like, what? This is awesome. February looks fucking hype. The new aura, the new Valentine's Day styles, it was more hype. And even with the bans, I'm trying to be optimistic and I'm trying to get my spirits back high. But yes, February is like, Game Update 79 for me is already becoming my favorite game update. I have to do a year in review coming in December. Game Update 79 is already number one in my books. And there are, 10 more game updates to go? I can't wait to see how it's going to go. I can't wait to see it go up. I'm really hoping. Someone asked if Atomic was changed. Atomic really had no changes as far as I know. Actually, I know. No, Atomic had no changes. Atomic hasn't been touched yet. Are there any characters you like to see in the game that haven't yet appeared? That's kind of hard because, you know what? Kyle Rayner. I would like to see Kyle Rayner. I'm a Green Lantern fan. I would love to see it. I think it would definitely be pretty cool. Jareth, what the hell, man? Oh my god, the finger thing looks like I'm Bill Cosby. Need a pudding pop. The good Bill Cosby, before all the tragedy and everything that he did. Damn him. Damn him. Oh fuck, it's a green screen too. Oh, that's gonna get abused so much. So much abuse. Oh no, he sees it. Whatever shall we do? Story about Martian Manhunter would be pretty bad as well. Innocent. More glare beer goodness. Episode around Stack and his crew. I think a Stack Shock episode would probably be good. We have him in as a what? He's a Central City bounty. I know he's a bounty. I can't remember what episode. I want to say he was part of Central. No. Crap, he was a bounty for someone. I can't remember who. But even like with Stack being a bounty, it was kind of like a throwaway. Because I feel like they just had to push him in. But we have Stack in the game. We probably need to use him a little bit. So for mental robot, fight skimming or acrobatic. I don't want to overuse skimming, but I feel like that would work. Mache, I'll probably just use flying. I really don't see a robot putting discs under his feet, to be honest. I think Starro's going to come back as an episode. I think it's going to come back as an episode in April, which would probably be the next episode. I would imagine. But that's my complete guess. April, the next episode, Starro. But I mean, they could also bring Starro in March because, I mean, well, it'll also be kind of hard because we have the Valentine's Day in February. We have Mr. Missile Spitalik coming back in March for the St. Patrick's Day event. April and May, again, have nothing going on, so that would be a perfect time for an episode. Black Lightning was in the Starro episode, yeah. Yeah, we need some Black Lightning. Give me... Black Lightning episode just came out. Give him some love, yo. So it was a Lightning Strike episode. Okay. DCUO will not be going into stuff like that, Don. I would agree it will probably be nice for them to do it, but DCUO on how it's monetized, it's an episode by episode basis, and even in World of Warcraft, it's about dailies, and each episode isn't considered. It's considered it's its own story, but all that story is contained in the content, and the new episode represents the end game. If DCUO did their expansions like World of Warcraft, it would probably be that we would have that leveling, and then we would have the end game. But as of right now, episodes is basically how this game survives. So we really won't get like a real story element like that. It would just be run this duo, run this alert, run these raids. You'll find your story within those. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that Starro OP face, that should be getting fixed, crossing our fingers tomorrow. That was a mistake during the hotfix during the weekend, and they've been working all week to get that refixed, honestly. So don't throw away your Starro mask if you don't want to, but the issue that the mask going through now, that's a mistake. Hopefully tomorrow's hotfix will fix that. Any new Legends PvE characters released? No new Legends. I'm still waiting for Grodd. Still waiting for Reverse Flash, but no. There's no new Legends character at the moment. I'm not sure when or if we'll get new Legends character at this moment. Certainly not going to say no to them. But all right, so that's going to be it for me for the DCO podcast. I thank everyone for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, learned a little bit, and well, yeah, have some fun. Like I said, DCO podcast will be back at the end of February to go over the month that was. And once again, game update 79 is still to be determined. They were not able to get, I guess, ready for tomorrow. So we should be hopefully seeing it maybe next week. If not, well, I think it'll probably be next week. But I really want that new scorecard. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, in chat, give a wave of goodbye to the PlayStation 3 players. We will miss you. You'll never be forgotten. But it's time for us to move on to a better game. Bye, guys. Bye. Be sure to follow me over on Twitter at ThisIsTrex or over on Facebook over on Facebook at facebook.com/Trexlight. And join us over on our official Discord channel. You can just hit the Discord chat command and CrashBot will give you the link. So please come over to our Discord. We have a lot of fun discussions. You can also learn what TGB stands for, because I can't put that emote on the Twitch channel because I'm not partnered. But when I turn partnered, we will have that Twitch emote. So please be sure to hit the follow button, and if you liked what you saw and want to give a little extra support, please hit the subscribe button, and as always, do all the cheering. Big thank you to Bat Mike for the cheers, Raph for the resubscription 7 months in a row. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy the last day for the anniversary event, the bonus marks of victory, as we get ready for game update 79, which will be coming out soon. Bye, guys. You have a great night. Mwah! Love some of you. You know who you are. Mew. Nope, that's not working either. Huh. My Scream deck is broken.